to go over Pudgy Penguins because we're down over 6% in the last 24 hours, guys. Like, this is actually crazy because we thought we had the relief rally, but it is dumping. So I'm going to talk about what is going on here. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Now, we've been talking about this for a while. I've been talking about how I think this relief rally is the biggest bull trap in crypto history, and I still believe so. For one, we had this rising wedge right here, and this obviously rising wedges are bearish patterns, and that was a while ago, right? And then we dumped from there, and then we took off from there, which I wish I would have bought down here, but I didn't do it. I just didn't do it, and then it just boom, it just started to take off. Now, that was a 35% pump. Now, there is a possibility it could happen again. I'm just gonna say there's a possibility that I could be wrong about things going down more. Okay. For one, it looks like we've established a solid support base around here at 1 cent. And also, if you look at the percent R trend exhaustion, when it was pumping all the way back here, you can see how it was oversold around this whole area. You can see on the percent R trend exhaustion down here, it was oversold. Then it just took off. And now look at what we're doing now. Now we're oversold. Are we going to take off again like how we did last time? Because look, this was that whole time around here. The long-term trend took off. Short-term trend kind of lagged, right? It lagged behind everything, right? And then as you see, the long-term trend was the lagging one actually, and then the short-term trend took off. And then you can see short-term trend takes off, long-term trend lags, but then the short-term trend takes off, boom. Long-term trend follows the short-term trend and goes up with it. So what if we see something similar? That's the big what if right now. We are going down pretty hard right now. Probably about to have a relief, not even a relief rally, but like a mini relief rally, right? Around the supports down here. Because if you look, we have multiple areas that are indicating that this is indeed a support area, right? We have here the support base, and we have here. So it's showing us that that's the lowest support area for this range. So if we keep dropping, hypothetically speaking, we should drop until about 0.010754, somewhere around there, and then bounce up from there. And then you can also see on the percent R trend exhaustion how it's pretty much completely overbought. Now I got to take off the 200 SMA, and I want to bring up the MACD, which is the moving average convergence divergence. We're seeing that there is some selling pressure building up here. So let's see if that speeds up. But like I said before, I think we might have a little bit of a bounce here. But if we get rejected right here after that bounce, we could continue down further right here at this level right here. That would put you at 0.011460. And why is that? Because of this resistance right here and right here. So hypothetically speaking, if we bounce past this part and we get past here, now we also have to get past here. If we don't do that, we come down even further and then hit this level here, right at that resistance, and then we bounce from there. So you can kind of see the framework here, how we could easily trend lower and lower. But, you know, at this point, you just have to be completely patient here. And dollar cost averaging would probably be your friend at this point, because it's going to be very hard to track the bottom. But you can definitely track these little micro support and resistance areas. And that's why I have these set up everywhere, because it's the easiest way to track those micro support and resistance areas by putting these horizontal lines here. So that's why I do that all the time. But anyways, when in doubt, zoom out, right? So this is the hourly chart. And yeah, the hourly chart looks like, the long-term trend still coming down. Short-term trend is too. All right. But let's zoom out further. Now we have the 4-hour chart. Now in the 4-hour chart, we see on the percent R trend exhaustion, we just now hit a overbought area, and now we're like pulling back. This could be a hard pullback all the way down, or it could be a soft pullback that doesn't go all the way down. So this is going to be pretty interesting, because if it goes all the way down, that could be a pretty big drop, right? That could be a pretty big drop in the price. And we're seeing the selling pressure there on the MACD. So that's what we got to wait for. So like I said, when in doubt, zoom out. We can do the daily chart too. Now this, if you look at the overall structure here, it's bearish. Just look at that, and let's take off the drawings here. If you look at the overall structure here, it's bearish, but it is now at that support base. So hypothetically speaking, Pudgy Penguins can come back at any given time, hypothetically speaking. So, it does look like things are starting to, get a little bit stronger here, but we still have a little bit of risk, but they are starting to get a bit stronger. So when you zoom out and you take off all the little fancy drawings, this is what the chart's looking like. It looks like it's reaching a support base. But for me personally, the one I really would like to see this hit would be all the way back here. So I would want to see this being hit. So let's go. Let's hit the 30-minute right there. Let's hit 30. All right. So yeah, all the way back here. So when I look all the way back here, I see the support base that is pretty much set up right down here. Now this is support. Not only is it support right here at 0.08, let's just say 0.008. Really is 0.00799 something, but 0.008, and that's why I always use that as my reference number. If we're completely bearish, we go below 0.008 and we go all the way down to 0.005, but that might not happen. So that's why I say 0.008 has always really been my target price for Pudgy Penguins. That is the support right down here that it reached before, and that is also resistance for Pudgy Penguins. So 0.008, we have not quite reached that level yet. So I would say once we reach that level, that we should have a nice bounce from there. But if we don't reach that level anytime soon, then we're gonna have to really wait for that. But just to move this down a little bit, so it's exactly on 0.008 right there. So yeah, this is where we're looking for. If it continues to pull back, that's pretty much the level that I'm gonna want to see it pull back to, which is 0.008 all the way down here. All right, and you can kind of see the percent our training session shows that it could be dropping that low right now. Like we could be in the process of going down there. So that's all I really got to say for that. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if you guys think it can get all the way down to 0.008. As always, I'll be back with another video.